Vinci.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guest. I've been a member of Bellingham Evening Toastmasters now for about 1 year. And many of you have asked, Patrick, what do you do for work? And I usually give you some sort of simple answer that probably confuses you. So tonight, I'm going to get to the point. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do for work. Oh, shoot. Did I put... All right, sorry. I thought I had my cover up. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do for work. Now, currently, I work as the Director of Programs and Operations for Washington Campus Compact. And my office is over at Western Washington University. Now, many people ask, what exactly is Washington Campus Compact? What that is it's a consortium of 35 college and university presidents who get together to engage their faculty, students, and staff in serving their local communities. Our office is the administrative arm of that idea. So our three main focuses are to write and administer grants like AmeriCorps, Gates Foundation, College Spark grants. We advocate for state legislative funding, and we also provide trainings, workshops, conferences, and networking meetings for our member campuses. Now, my main area is administering grants. And when I administer grants, I think of three main focus areas: the need, the plan, and the impact. When we put together the community need that we want to address, we bring together our member campuses, our community partners, and we look at government statistics. And for the College Access Corps, we looked at two main statistics. According to the Washington State Report Card, 46% of K-12 youth in Washington are deemed economically disadvantaged, and that they are eligible for the federally funded free reduced lunch program. That is really high. But what's even higher is that according to the Department of Education, 36% of those youth will not graduate high school. That is a tremendous opportunity cost for those youth, in that less education, less opportunities, but it's a tremendous cost to the economy of Washington, because we need a competitive economy to do well in this global economy. So our member campuses were like, we need to do something. What should we do? So we came up with a plan. The plan's called the College Access Corps. What if we took a full-time AmeriCorps member, put them on a college campus, they went out, recruited, and trained college students to act as college access coaches. Then the AmeriCorps member coordinated these coaches to go into the partnership schools to implement college access interventions like academic skills training, academic support, help with college applications, help with FAFSA. They give them tours of campuses, things like that. That was our idea. And everyone liked that idea. But we needed funding. So how are we going to do that? Sorry for this graph. Washington Campus Compact acted as an intermediary. We knew that the Corporation for National Community Service, we call it CNCS, who oversees AmeriCorps and Senior Corps, had dollars, because they're funded by the U.S. Congress at a tune of over $1 billion a year. And CNCS tries to get Americans to engage in serving their community in critical need areas. So we knew they had funding. So we wrote a grant to CNCS, but they're very competitive, and only less than 30% get approved. Thankfully, we got our grant approved, so we had the College Access Corps grant. So then we sub-granted to Oregon Campus Compact for 13 AmeriCorps members, and they work with their member campuses. And also, Washington keeps 42 members right here in Washington to serve 20 member campuses that serve about 60 K-12 partnership schools. My job is to be the liaison between our funder, the Corporation for National Community Service. You might have heard I have to go to Washington, D.C., And actually, I've had to lobby Congress too, but that's another story. And also, I train all the site supervisors in Oregon and in Washington, and I help recruit all the AmeriCorps members, and I monitor all these campuses to make sure they're compliant and performing on the grant. So that's the plan. That's a lot of work. But what's our impacts? Short term, 4,300 youth will be served by our program, at least. And for a pre and a post test, we hope that at least 70% of the youth who participate in our program will improve their academic engagement, their attitudes toward their academic engagement. And if they're more engaged in their education, long term, they'll graduate high school and hopefully go on to college or post-secondary education. That's our proposed impacts. Now, we try to build a win-win-win situation. It's a tremendous win for the youth involved because they get added attention and they get direction from the coaches. There's nothing like a first-generational college student talking to other first-generational students who think they can't ever go to college, but they see someone just like them who can go to, they're succeeding in college. Very powerful. It's a win for the schools and the nonprofits because it's added resources to those schools. For instance, you always hear about crowded classrooms, overwhelmed guidance counselors. Our coaches help both guidance counselors and teachers. And it's a win for our participating campuses because it's an educational experience for our coaches, and there's over 500 of them, and it also benefits the university community relations. And it's also a win for our AmeriCorps members. Our AmeriCorps members are full-time AmeriCorps members, usually between the ages of 20 and 80. And it's an opportunity for them to serve their country for 1 year. And they, in our program, get an opportunity to change a person's life. They love that opportunity. And it's also, we develop it so they develop tremendous workforce skills. Whether that's communication leadership, I always tell them to join the Toastmasters Club, organizational dynamics, they learn about bureaucracies, as well as like assessment and promotion. They do get a paid allowance, about $1,152 a month, free health care, child care support, loan forbearance, and if they finish their term, $5,645. So so what do I do for work? I administer large grants, and it's this time I administer the College Access Corps grant. We look at the need, we have the plan, and we have our proposed impacts, and we try to build win-win-win relationships. But the most rewarding part of my job is to work with a fantastic group of AmeriCorps members. I have 56 of them. I have 3 of them right here, Shiloh, Labasha, and Prizia. As we all work together to try to improve the lives and strengthen communities throughout the state of Washington. And that makes for a very rewarding work week. Madam Toastmaster.